Welcome back to our Prestige Presents new build project. Today I'm going to be showing you how to put up a shed and how to dig footings. You've always got to be conscious of your health and safety. Things sticking out constantly, everything's always got to be tidy. A tidy site is a safe site. This is our site hut, and as I said, it's important to have an eye wash station. So this is our eye wash station, so I'm just going to hang this up at the moment. Very important thing to have. We've also got a first aid kit here. So we'll make a little shelf for this, and this will be hung up, and this has got everything that you need on site. If anything, one was to injure themselves, got a first aid kit in there. Honestly, it's very important on any site now that you have all the proper provisions in place. As company directors know, the onus is on you to prove your innocence, not to prove that the other party is guilty. As I spoke about in the previous video, we've now had the telegraph pole moved. It was done last Friday, and this is going to feed both properties with fast broadband connection. Currently live because obviously it's feeding the properties that are already here. And as spoken about, this is our hoarding, but it's going to have professional hoarding, and it's going to be done by Guildford Signs, and they're going to fit that this Thursday. And I look forward to showing you that in the next video. When on a new build site, there's a few things to consider. So this is obviously a live site at the moment, so there's other houses around, there's current properties here and there, and there's this road here, so there's going to be services. When we're doing a project like this, we know where the water is, where the electric is, where any gas is, and that's so when we're digging for the footings, we don't go through any services, or we do at least minimise the risk of us going through any services. So this is the water. We've also sprayed out, if you look, we know where the power is. So we've Cat and Jenny scanned everything, which is terminology for a surveying tool that finds out where services are. So this is where the power is. See this red mark? As you can see, it's running straight through the chimney, and this runs all the way up the site. So when we're digging on the site, we're going to have to be careful around this area. So what we usually do is we'll put the digger on low revs, we'll dig very, very gently around any services, and maybe even dig the last bit by hand. If you do go through it, it's obviously a big problem. It can be fixed, but it's a problem that we don't want. But this service, it runs all the way through. Up to here, and then feeds these properties behind. Now, another thing I want to talk about, we have had, when you're doing a professional site like this, a new build site, you can get an engineering surveyor to come out. We've had him out last Thursday, and what he's done, he's set all the heights out. So that's what these pegs are. This is for us to pull the footings. And then we've got a finished height over here. So finished floor level is 1 metre below this mark. So that's your finished floor level. And that won't change throughout the project. So that's our datum now, but everything's off that datum. And what we'll do is when we set out for the DPC, we'll get him back and he'll come measure for the height of the DPC, and this is very important, so when it's all fully built that it's all compliant and it's not going to be told to be taken down by planning because you've gone too high or the building's too low. There's going to be no issues with things like flooding, for example, because the height of the property is going to be exactly where it needs to be. This is the best way and only way that we would do a new build. What we're doing here is we're digging a metre. We've got our laser set up, so this is bottom of footing, and then when this beeps constantly, that means you're at the right level. Just a little bit more. We just need to go down another like 10, 15 mil.
Alright guys, we're going to have a little chat about the foundations and show you what's going on. Come with me. Jordan's probably already been through it, but obviously we've got 2 4-bed houses going in. At the moment, digging the foundations. As you can see, we're digging strip footed to a metre. Standard dig procedure. This little cutout's going to be for our chimney. Coming through at the moment, it's going to be a spine wall. This is basically going to help us so we can sit block and beam from one end of the house to the other side of the house with a centre column. If you come on over, you can see that now we're still digging this. It's a 600 trench that goes through the centre of the house. This will be pulled right through. This will then be put up in a block work that's laid flat as a solid wall. And then what we can do is we'll be able to pick up the block and beam floor from the centre of the house, the outside, and the same from the centre of the house to the front side. And that's about it.
It's all about having the right equipment for the right job. That's why we got the 8-tonner, because big machines make light work of big jobs. Join us on the next episode of Prestige Presents, where we'll be pouring concrete.